and things like it is the equivalent of the red pill.
This is a technology, it's a computing language, and I can build an app on it.
Is Bitcoin the currency of the future?
Crypto gang, it's the game, big gang, alt gang, light gang, cash game, blockchain. Whoa, I don't really ever buy stocks, man. No. Haters wanna say I'm in a bubble, man. No. Chew them up like bubble gum. No. Just made a meal with my pocket change. No. Wreck about to go and join the huddle gang. Huddle gang, huddle gang, huddle gang. Crypto gang, it's the game, big gang, alt gang, light gang, cash game, blockchain. Whoa, I don't really ever buy stocks, man. No. Haters wanna say I'm in a bubble, man. No. Chew them up like bubble gum. No. Just made a meal with my pocket change. No. Wreck about to go and join the huddle gang. Huddle gang, huddle gang, huddle gang. Ethereum pays for my rent. Bitcoin pays for the vent. Litecoin pays for the jet. Bitcoin cash for the rest. Spent 30 racks on an ICO. What coin did you buy? I forgot, yo. Just got started last night, bro. And I'm already hooked like a pipe stove. Flipping the coin, making it grow, taking it slow, letting it go. Cash flow's growing, it's incredible to watch it flow. Stacking the cash, taking it home, making it fast. I'm on a roll. Little bit mo's all I ask for the bubble though. Currently learning about a new type of currency. Burning the dollar down like an emergency. Urgently, listen, my friends have been urging me. Coins have been surging, we're earning like urgency. We on a mission, man. Crypto maniac. Act like you don't really know about it. Stop that. Bitcoin blowing up like a bomb. Step back. Used to be a couple $100. Should've copped that. Blew up on the scene from the mind of a brainiac. Back in 2009, where the miners at? Silk Road, baby. It's gotta be anonymous. Satoshi blew up. Now we on the map.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy Reckless Ray Dinero, and we are back at it again with another episode of Crypto Portfolio Updates. Wow. Shout out to Apple, man. This new update's sick. The camera's better. The integration's better. This is ridiculous. This is like one of the few things that I'll never not praise Apple for. Their ecosystem. This is good. This is good. I like it. I'm actually more excited about getting my new phone now. We will be skipping the 15 since they're literally portable furnaces if you use them for anything. So I use my phone for a lot of things. So I will not be getting one of those. We'll be waiting for the 16, but I'm going to go ahead and update my 13 Pro Max to the 14 Pro Max. And, you know, we'll keep banging it out like that. First and foremost, shout out to the back chasers. You will be getting this the day of. The hell is today? October 8th. I slept through a bunch of stuff, but you know what I'm saying? We are prioritizing that sleep. So I had to rest until I was officially rested. You will be getting that today. The rest of you will be getting it on Wednesday, the 11th. So those of you who are not in the back chasers, shout out to the back chasers. Happy hump day. If you're not having the week that you want, make the pivots necessary to have the week that you want, because life is too short to be going around having bad weeks, especially repetitive back-to-back bad weeks. Repetitive back-to-back bad days are a no-go over here in the Wolfpack. The Bag Chasers. What are the Bag Chasers, you ask? That is a Patreon group. It is not my Patreon group. It is Anton of AntonDaniels.com's Patreon group, of which I'm a member. And it's kind of my way of giving back to the community so they get it first. Once we hit 500, though, we're going to have a little bit of changes there because we're going to be doing some different stuff with these shows. So when we hit 500, game's going to change a little bit because like we'll have some special stuff because once we get a little level of monetization in there, we'll have some members only exclusive, some members access things. The way that we do these recordings will change. Make sure you have liked, shared, and subscribed. Also, we definitely are making that. We're on that mad dash for 500. We're putting in the work. We got to get the view hours up, but we also got to get some people in here to watch some videos. Kind of running neck and neck there. We're a little bit over halfway and a little bit over halfway. So we're working at it. But we're going to get there. So shout out to everybody who's tapped in. Shout out to everybody who's catching this premiere on Wednesday. It'll be on Wednesday this week. Last week I hit you guys with back-to-backs on Thursday. I put the wrong date in. That's a me issue. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump right on into the business. Right on into the business. This is the wallet episode, so we're going to go through some wallets. I got some wallets for you now. these are just wallets that I personally use within my way of using things. I'm not going to include centralized exchanges because those technically are wallets, but if it's not your keys, not your crypto, the exchange goes tits up, goes down, wants to lock you out for any reason, you don't have access to your funds. Also, in most of the user agreements, it clearly states that if they run into financial troubles or they mess up, they fumble the bag on their end, and they gotta hold everything, your funds get held to pay out investor debts first and credit first. They'll pay out with your stuff along with their stuff. So now that I don't really use centralized entities that much any longer, I'm just going to touch base on some of the products that I do use, which is mostly hot wallets. I know that there's I talk a lot about cold storage, and I do use cold storage. I'm not in a space currently where I'm actively using cold storage in the markets. So most of my movement of funds, most of my plays, most of my everything is done via the hot wallets. So there's going to be quite a few different hot wallets on here that I use. And yeah, and then I'll obviously throw up the cold storage option that I personally use, which you guys already know, but we'll go through, tell you how I use it, what I use it for, and why I like it. So we're going to jump right into this first deal. Let me pull the screen up for you. Boom. Down here at the bottom, we got the top 5 gainers and losers for the week. Let's go. Okay. Now, this week has been interesting, and we're going to get to that part when we get to the portfolio updates because we did make some moves. Actually, hold on a second. Yep. Okay. So, cool. It's what I thought it was. Okay. So, here we go. So, what we've got here are the top 5 gainers and losers for the week. On the gainers list, which I hope everybody's a part of. Really do. Hope you guys are over on this list because we don't want to be on the other list. We've got at rank 266, we've got Bancorp Network, BNT. They have had a gain of 42.9% in the last 24 hours. Number 2 is Pink BNB. They have had a gain, and they are at rank 747, just like the airplanes. They have had a gain of 23.4% in the last 24 hours. At rank number 245 and sitting at place number 3, we have Orbs, ORBS, and they have had a gain of 21.2% in the last 24 hours. Over at number 4, at rank 638, we have OX Protocol, ZRX, and they have had a gain of 17.7% in the last 24 hours. And at number 5, we have Aimbot at rank 863. Woo, dyslexia tried to jump in on me there. And that is AIMBOT, and that is up 20.4% in the last 24 hours. Hoping that you guys are on this list. Oh, well, it's changed. Jesus Lord. So Aimbot is actually up at number 4, and OX Protocol is at number 5. I'm sorry for that. These are actively changing as I am reading them. So what we're going to do is we're going to refresh this before we get to the losers, just in case those changed also. They did. Okay, so over on the top losers, we have Delicium at rank 998, AGI. And they've had a loss of 35.7% in the last 24 hours. And at number 2, with rank 713, we have Serum, and that is SRM. They have had a loss of 16.5% in the last 24 hours. Oh, geez, these are actively moving right now. Hold on, let me do this again. At number 3, we have at rank 941, Unibright, UBT, and they have had a loss of 13.8% in the last 24 hours. At number 4, we have Stratus, STRAX, and they are at rank 241. They have had a loss of 14% in the last 24 hours. And at number 5, round out the end of the top 5, biggest losers list for this week. We have Avador, EVA, and they are at rank 432, and they have had a loss of 13.7%. Okay, so now we're going to get over to the next page. And that is going to be our gainers list. Oh, sneak peek at some numbers there. There's some good numbers. As we can see, we are under 30% by a hair. We made some moves. We're starting to secure a little bit of profit positions, and we are not buying back into stuff until it gets down to either match the metric that we got in at or lower, preferably lower. But as I posted, for those of you who follow me on the socials, if you're on the Instagram, the Facebook, any of the things, all of which you have access to on the YouTube page, on my landing page. You can also email me questions and suggestions on that page as well. Shout out to you, boy. We had a big pump on NASDAQs and SDX this week. And we went ahead and scalped that position. And what that is I like to have a certain amount in my positions. And then when it goes over that certain amount, we take that and we move it over to a cash position for if it ever dips back down. So it kind of helps eliminate volatility. It helps you keep your average purchase token price down as well. So like, say for instance, you have your position supposed to be $1,000. What I'll do is, if it's supposed to be $1,000, I'll let it run up to $1,200. And once it hits that $1,200 mark, I'll scalp the $100. And the reason I do that, so there's $1,100 afloat in there. And what that does is it helps you mitigate the volatility. So now when it drops back down to $1,000, it's much lower. Like, it has to drop back down. And so then on the opposite side of that is I'll let it dip down to $800 before we start buying back in. And the reason you do that is now you're going into the technically where your position is negative. As we've seen, the NASDAQ's position historically for us has been a loss leader. It is now in the green. Like, we only have one red at all in basically most of the stuff that we've been active with this year. That's important. Like, all the large positions, out of all of our large positions, well, I guess mute, we did buy a little bit of mute, but like, that was a very little bit of a position that wasn't an official position. But literally, out of all of the predominance of this deal, Atom is the only one that's still in red, and it's only in red a little bit. But like, Atom, that position is token based. It's an amount of tokens that I want to have in that ecosystem staked. So that has nothing to do, like, there's nothing that we're going to do unless we re-up this position next year that's going to really fix this. And then it won't fix this. It won't fix it for this year. It'll fix it for next year, because we're going to shut this portfolio gets sealed off next year. So we're going to have to look and see what type of returns we're looking at for what we're holding. But yeah, I mean, that's how you do it. And that's how you get these positions to flip from red to green. And like, obviously number went up, but that's also because we've been scalping and buying in lower every time it goes low. So we had a really healthy scalp this time, because we had I'm 100% sure that it was on the top 5 gainers and losers. If I would have recorded earlier, I just didn't want to record earlier. I probably should have, but I didn't. So we'll get into that. So like, now we have a little bit of a cash position, as you can see down here in Tether, where Tether is now officially not in the top 10, but it's almost in the top 10, and that's just sitting waiting to be deployed. So we either carry that over till the end of the year and hopefully catch some dips, or if this dips back down, because it's a highly volatile token, it's at rank 2,777. This is a swing for the fence play here. So we're probably going to see some more volatility, and we're hoping that we see another. I mean, I'm 80% sure you're going to see this, because this went all the way up to 18 cents. I was super excited. But we're probably going to see some swings back down. And if it dips back down below 11 cents, which is currently what our average buy-in is, we've got a healthy chunk of cash sitting down there waiting for that to happen. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Let's get into this top 10. At number 1, we have Ethereum ETH. And as we're projecting out towards the end of the year, it's looking you guys got a sneak glimpse of it before I grade it out. It looks like we're going to be adding at minimum at the current prices 2 more Ethereum to the stash for next year. I am excited. At number 2, we have Synthetics Network, SNX. At number 3, we have USDC, which is cash position and a couple of liquidity pools, but we got a pool of cash, obviously, that will get converted back over. So when I look at this, I'm looking at the gains. Like, obviously, we have to pay back our debt as we're spinning down these portfolio positions with these staking positions. So I'm looking at a minimum, because we're not talking about growth. We're like 100% just talking about, like, if we cash everything out, pay all debts back, because not all of this was purchased with the debt pool. The debt pool was purchased specifically to start off the year's portfolio. We will be doing a similar tactic again next year, because we're going into a bull run, so there's no reason not to make that play. It might be something that you question going into a more into a bearish market, but for a bull market going into next year, even though the bull market, it has a potential with all the other stuff that's going on macroeconomically to not be as big, I think we're still going to have some pumps. I think we're still going to have some gains. I think we're still going to have a lot of liquidity coming into the market, because there's going to be action the opposite direction in the other markets. It's going to be an interesting year where we're supposed to be going into a bull run year based on our cycle, but we're going into a recession based on everything else. So, bond markets collapsing, world's falling apart. Apparently crypto is not falling apart, because crypto is global. The American bond market's falling apart. It's not the world's bond market that's falling apart. People are divesting from the American economic system. Crypto is not 100% tied to the American economic system. It is partially tied to it, but it is a global space. Honestly, so many of these projects you can't even access anymore from an American IP address, that it still baffles me that the talking heads on these financial shows on TV will get on there and talk about crypto like this is America's make or break for this whole thing. If America don't like Bitcoin, it's over. Yeah, right. Like, it has nothing to do with that. It's a cute way to put it for Americans that are stupid, but anyone who's in this space knows that, like, we're not even the highest utilizers of Bitcoin. Africa is. So what's that tell you? Not necessarily tied to American. You know what else? Bitcoin isn't as volatile as the dollar literally anywhere else outside of America. The Bitcoin ecosystem, Bitcoin specifically, isn't as volatile as the S&P 500 right now. Think about that, folks. Think about that. Less volatility in Bitcoin at present than there is in the S&P 500. Something to chomp on. Okay, so anyways, and number 4, the original orange pill Bitcoin BTC. Number 5 is our staked Urine Curve vault position. At number 6, now that we've scalped, is Nasdaq. Now, see, Nasdaq during the pump went all the way up to number 3. That's how healthy of a pump we had on Nasdaq over this weekend. I posted about it. I was excited. In SDX at number 7 is Wrapped Bitcoin WBTC. At number 8 is Arbitrum ARB. At number 9 is Cosmos Hub ATOM. At number 10 is Thor Wallet Dex TGT. Nice. And it's just really nice to look over here and see that I've done a decent job scalping stuff. So the Urine Curve vault position is technically in the red. This sits at a 0. It's like a placeholder for the deal, but like this is going to be the first thing that gets cleared out when we start tearing stuff down, because I'm going to go ahead and probably take my L on that, and then we'll figure out a way to get back into it if we should so choose to. But yeah, that's definitely also a red position. It's not a destroy your portfolio red position, but it's definitely not something to be happy about red position, because we all know what happened with Curve. I had to talk about it. We was on the list. Okay, so now we're going to go into wallets. Now I'm going to go from probably least important in my arsenal of how I do things to most important. And since this is technically going to be a big chunk of alpha and it's out of order, I also have a news story. Actually, I think we'll do this the regular way we do this. We'll do the news story first, then we'll jump into the alpha. In this case, it will be the wallets themselves. Okay, so I'm gonna jump up here, and we're going to talk about this because this was what prompted. I figured this news story goes right in line with the talk about the wallets. And we always talk about, there's a lot of talk, oh, crypto, it's not safe. Your money's not safe. It's the Wild West. And there's just so much that could happen and you could lose it all. You could lose everything. Well, as we've seen multiple times, and as we'll continue to see, and as we keep seeing, and like technically speaking, I don't even know what this person did. I don't know that we don't know the details as to why, but we know definitely what happened, and we've seen this happen to other people before as well. Shout outs to Kanye West, because this happened to him when he was accused of wrongthink by the powers that be. Now, do I necessarily agree? That's neither here nor there. The fact of the matter is, it happened. They shut his bank down. They froze his funds. And what we're going to see here is bank abruptly freezes $48,000 in customer's account, denying access to funds and refusing to verify identity. Let's talk about it. A Tennessee woman says that her bank has abruptly, this is in Tennessee, this is the middle of the United States, folks. The Bible Belt. Wholesome. Safety. Republican-run states. Red. It's supposed to be the team that we're, right? That's the team that we're on, the conservatives, right? We're supposed to be all working together. Carrying the same values. Well, in Tennessee, apparently the bank doesn't share those same values. Has abruptly frozen tens of thousands, 48,000 to be exact, of dollars in her account, even after she took additional steps to prove her identity and verify the source of her funds. She did what the bank asked her to do, and they still froze her money. But this goes back to the bank doesn't have any money. There's no money in the bank. We've talked about this before. You don't go get large sums of money from the bank. It's a pain in the ass. People don't do that. No one's rolling around unless you're an athlete or Floyd Mayweather. Nobody's got a backpack full of you ain't going to get $50,000 from the bank easily. And this is case in point. They froze her whole account up because she was like, she wanted her money. She just wanted her money. That's hers. Verified identity as the bank asked. Verified the source of the funds as the bank asked. Bank froze her account. Moral of the story is do not play with the bank. Like, this is the reason you don't keep the large amounts of cash in the bank. Tori Jackson, shout out to Tori, says she and her husband received more than $68,000 in back taxes from the IRS, earlier this year, depositing the money into their Green Dot bank account. Okay, here we go. Now we're getting the so they see, now this is one of the drawbacks of not having a real bank too, because banks don't have money. But once you start using these internet banks that aren't tied to a real bank, they really don't have money. Jackson said she began withdrawing large sums of money in July with the intention of closing the account when the bank blocked her from accessing the remaining $48,000. Oh, because they don't have the money. They don't even want to transfer the money out. And so what did they do to block her? They flagged her account with a vague and unexplained suspicion of unusual activity. Now, I've had this happen. I've had this happen with other banks. I've had this happen. This is the reason I don't trust these banks. I've had this happen personally with Ally Bank. Like, and then called them multiple times. And they're like, oh, we're going to fix the issue. We're going to fix the issue. Now, they didn't lock my funds up. They stopped me from being able to transfer money, though. Oh, we're going to fix the issue. Yeah, this shouldn't be like this. Had them on the phone. This shouldn't be what this is. Call them over the span of 6 to 8 months. Oh, yeah, we're going to fix it. Never fix it. So I just stopped using the bank account. Like, I got out what I needed to get out because I could still pull out via ATM machines. But seriously, what the heck is going on with these systems? And then when we talk about it, they're like, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist. Like, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. This is actually happening to real people. This is what we're dealing with. This is the reason that those of us who are ardent in the crypto space are ardent in the crypto space. Like, we don't like this. We don't like this feeling of not being in control of our money. I don't want to have to talk to you about me transferring money anywhere. It's my money. Like, let me do what I want with it. I don't understand why that's such a hard issue for people. Like, that's a crazy hill to die on as a bank, is them going, hey, we get to tell you what you do with your money that you earned, that you put in here. No, you can't transfer it as you see fit. Craziness. They treat us like peasants, which is the reason I say, if you're not working towards a private banking relationship, you might as well just not have a bank. You should use PayPal or Cash App, to be honest, because if you're not specifically using bill pay, and I think you can use bill pay via PayPal. So like, if you're actively looking to debank, PayPal may in fact be the better option. I don't know if they can transfer crypto off their platform yet, but it'll be similar to Cash App, where you have those things. I mean, it at this point, like, if you're not in the game, you should just go ahead and be out of the game, because like, they're going to treat you like peasants to treat me great, and might not be the best in your best interest. So that's the news story, which is like, is your money safe? Which brings us over to the crypto conversation, because crypto's scary, crypto's dangerous. You can lose it all, you can win it all. High risk, high reward. It's what it is. I will state this before we jump into this. Most of the people who lose all their stuff, if you are the person who clicks links in your emails because you believe you are an African prince and you're white as the day is long, you shouldn't be in crypto. Like, this ain't for you, because you're going to lose your money doing that. You'll lose your, like, all your stuff doing this. Like if you're technologically stupid, and I'm going to go ahead and say it, because I'm tired of trying to placate to dumb people. I'm tired of having to dumb down to speak to dumb people. If you're technologically stupid, this ain't the space for you. If you're technologically stupid, you also probably don't deserve to be rich. I'm just going to throw it out there. Like, it's just what it is. Like, you deserve to have your shit taken. Sorry, I had to drop one cuss word a show. And that's what it's going to be. Like, if you're dumb, you deserve the consequences of your stupidity. Just going to put it that way. Like, I do not necessarily feel sorry for people. Like, when I go through, I mean, I've lost crypto to scams. Well, not crypto. I've lost money to honeypot scams to test it out. I did not want anyone to feel sorry for me. I just simply reported that this place was a scam. Like, it kept it pushing because I didn't put all the money in there. That's kind of the other issue. So as we go through these wallets, I'll go through and I'm doing them from least important to most used, basically, because it's the hot wallet section. So we're going to go ahead and jump into it. The first wallet, and I really like it, and it actually does other stuff besides just Solana now. But this is the wallet that I used when I was on Solana. I actually got exposed to the Phantom wallet. Phantom wallet is awesome. I really like it. It was a really good user experience. It was really easy to navigate. It worked really well in their system. It does a bunch of stuff. You can see here, multiple chains, one wallet, no more switching. So they're trying to make a play to go at MetaMask. Is it as widely accepted and used as MetaMask? No, it is not. Now in the Solana ecosystem, this is the wallet though. Like this is the play over there. It's super easy. You can seamlessly access the largest NFT marketplaces. They do have integrations with stuff. Like me personally, I never went back after I got out of my Solana position, but since we're back into the bull run, I might make some purchases and get some Solana staked to get that back, because I believe that the VCs are going, which is funny because it says like monitor activity, and they had it when Sol was at $23, and Sol is currently, it's not too far for $23. Let's take a look. Hold on, what's it at? I think it's like $23 and some change right now. Yeah, $23.35. Yep. So, you know, it might be one of the plays that I look at, and if I do, I'm definitely going to be cracking my Solana wallet back open and utilizing that. Powerful tools made for everybody. Do more with NFTs, pin, hide, burn, and list from within the wallet. So there's a lot of functionality that they have added because like they did not have that when I was using it. Sell NFTs in just 2 clicks, stake, store, and earn your reward tokens. Obviously, in wallet staking, super useful for a lot of people. Controlled by you, secured by us. Self-custodial means you control the funds. Obviously, you have your keys. Private by design. No more email, no more phone number required. Obviously, anonymity. That's great. Scam detection flags, malicious, transaction instantaneously. A lot of scams over on Solana. Obviously, a lot of these smaller chains, a lot of goofy stuff happens. They're trying to let you know. So see, this is actually something that's interesting because it's like letting you know that like, hey, they're trying to take all your money. You know, like that could be useful for some of you. They're trying to make this stupid proof. They're trying to dummy proof it for you, which is nice. Connect to your ledger to keep your crypto even safer. I do like this feature. That's a good one. Obviously, and I'll drop links for these in the description. They'll be in the description moving forward. I'll make a wallet section, and we can run it there. Obviously, I don't have referrals for most, like the hot wallets don't have referral programs, so those will just be there for you. But when we get to the cold storage, I do have a referral link that's in the description. Okay, so this is the Kelper wallet. This is what we use for the Atom ecosystem. It is pretty cool as well. Namely, the only thing that I use it for real right now and historically is just to stake Atom. And like I've talked about this, it's super easy to get in there and delegate and stake and collect rewards. Like it's that simple. They do have a desktop wallet, so you can access your wallet on the desktop. It's got that integration. All the stuff in the Cosmos ecosystem, this is the wallet that makes it easier to go through and access all of their ecosystem dynamic chains and all those things. I don't use them that much. I've used Cosmos Hub, or what is it? It's not Cosmos Hub. It is Osmosis. I've used that a couple of times. We might be looking at putting a position over on there next year. We'll see. Overall, silky smooth, very fast chain, really easy to use. Obviously permissionless, so like it's got your keys, you have your keys, it's your crypto. It's just a wallet interface for you to use within this ecosystem, which is cool. Like I like it. So for those of you who are looking to get off chain within the Cosmos Hub ecosystem, this is your wallet. And we'll go back for those of you who are looking to be off chain in the Solana ecosystem. I know I argue with a lot of you because you don't actually use the ecosystem. This is your wallet. like you're holding tokens on a centralized exchange trying to argue with me about how great it is, and you don't use the ecosystem. Great. Cool story, bros. Thor chain, the Thor wallet DEX. Now, this one would be number one because this is going to be heavily utilized moving forward, since now that we've gone full DeFi, they have a lot of really cool stuff going on over here that I haven't even gotten to play with that I might play with next year. We'll see. Now, some of this stuff isn't in the US yet, but they have a non-custodial free Visa card that completely complimentary Swiss bank account for secure crypto management and cross-chain transactions. I don't know that they've released this in America yet, but if they do, best believe your boy's signing up to get one. But they do have the ability to purchase within the wallet, and the third party that they are utilizing to go through allows you to do it anonymously up to $2,000 a year, which is something to think about, It's non-custodial. They do cross-chain swaps, which is one of the reasons that I use this. You can swap Bitcoin into other things. The easiest one that has the most liquidity is always Bitcoin into Ethereum. Once you get into Ethereum, you can swap into anything else you need to. It's super useful for going full DeFi, because then all you have to do is find a place to purchase that you can get transferred out of. Cash App, PayPal. Anything that's simple, where all you need to be able to get is Bitcoin. This actually allows you to swap Bitcoin into other things. Like, you don't have to, because like before, the old school way we used to do this was you'd have to buy on Cash App or a PayPal or somewhere where you could just go straight in and just buy Bitcoin and then send it to an exchange and then swap it at the exchange and then send it out of the exchange. So you're doing two centralized ecosystem hops as opposed to just one. Like, now it's the Cash App or the PayPal, or if you're buying it on a centralized exchange, you're just going in, making the purchase, and sending it. You're out. Like, you're free and clear. This does have a web app. It's really useful. And then the whole Swiss bank account and Visa card deal is super interesting. It's not in the US, but outside of the US, it could be interesting. And then like they have a lot of different ecosystems that you can stake within the wallet. It's got like a lot of useful stuff. So like I've been utilizing this a lot. Obviously I'm on the community tier. It's going to be a little bit longer before we get to that community plus advanced tier, but like they've gamified it. So I'm going to have to look into this. Like I got into the community tier because it's like the liquidity and trading fees are lower than the 1%. And like, I don't want to do that 1%. Multi-wallet and watch feature, gives you the free Swiss bank account. We haven't set that up. I haven't done that part of it yet. We're going to look into it. And then this gives you the Visa Silver and obviously the Community Advance plan. You got lower fees, Harvest and Compound in one, all community features, double mission rewards, and then you get the bank account and stuff. So I wish I would have found this earlier, because doing the community plus is kind of a goal for me now. Jeez, that's going to be a hefty position, but I think I'm gonna like it. And like, so it does have the ability to hold on to your NFTs for you, for those of you who are in the NFT scene, and this has basically every chain in it, which is awesome. This was the whole premise of the Thor Rune ecosystem, the Thor chain in and of itself was to connect all chains, and they've done it. This is the only thing that I found. Like, there's a bunch of online decentralized exchanges, DEXs, that will do this, but this is the only thing that I've found that you can swap Bitcoin into another chain. It's really a huge pain in the butt to get Bitcoin into another chain. Like, that's the barrier for most of us who are trying to go full DeFi for the last 11 years, was finding a place where you could actually connect and send in and trade Bitcoin over to Ethereum or anything else that wasn't a centralized exchange. And this is the first thing that I found that works. So this is a big wallet for me. I use it all the time. Like, I got Bitcoin stacked over there right now for when the time comes. It'll probably be just getting converted over to Ethereum, since this year is the Ethereum accumulation year. So I have like specific pools of Bitcoin that are going for other things, but the Ethereum, I think we're going to specifically be targeting that to get as much as possible. Like, I know we're going to be getting at least 2, but like, if we can get like 3 or 4, 5 or 6, that'd be even better. Like, if we can just run those Ethereum numbers up, because like, I do have a personal goal for the retirement cold storage account is to have 32 Ethereum in there as well with the Bitcoin. And the 32 Ethereum will probably do a staked Ethereum position, so that way we can get that passive income on that 32. Like, I don't know if we might have to look into setting up the server and seeing if we can get those long-term passive income gains and see what we can do with that. But there is a distinctive goal. That's the goal, because like 1 Bitcoin was a hefty goal. 32 Ethereum is also equally as hefty. And so as the numbers are running up, which makes me really mad that I didn't get any sub 1,000 Ethereum, but I was focused on getting Bitcoin, and that was the predominant thing that I wanted, and I got it. So we're gonna keep pushing there. Now, this is the Swiss Army knife of wallets. Good old MetaMask, been around since forever. It's got the web extension. You can get this set up in your Chrome browser. I have a dedicated computer that has this set up in it. I can log into it. You connect your ledger to that little computer, and you are just fully into DeFi, having the best DeFi experience possible. It's great. It's a great deal. And like the other ones, you own this wallet, you make the wallet, you have your seed phrase, you have your key, your wallet key, it's your crypto. This also integrates with Ledger and cold storage wallets. Ledger specifically, because that's what I use, so I know it works. You run your blockchain application. The phone app on it is really cool. It makes it really easy to navigate websites. They have their own browser built into it. I got a bunch of stuff that I can do on the fly with this wallet, which is the other reason that I don't use my Ledger for stuff, because like during the day, like there's certain days during the day when lunch comes around, and for instance, with the NSDX play, I had to do that over lunch at work. I don't run around with my ledgers on me. Like, that's ridiculous. So if I was doing everything through a ledger, that would make that nearly impossible to facilitate that scalp at that time. And some of this stuff is time sensitive. Like, it'll peak up and you've got a window of hours in which to make that split second decision to be like, yeah, it went past the number, I need to scalp my 100, and then it'll dip back down because other people are taking profits as well. Oh snap, they got MetaMask swag now, bruh, might be getting me a hoodie. But yeah, this is tried and true. It integrates with darn near everything in the DeFi space, both good and bad, because like a lot of people, they allow permissions that on scam sites, and then they lose their money. But that's predominantly how you lose your money with hot wallets. Now, all these wallets are hot wallets. They go on your phone, they go on your on your desktop. They're tied to a computer. They're always on the internet. Your computer gets hacked. There's a potential chance that they can get into your wallets. That happens to people. Those are the threats, is the computer. I mean, I haven't seen people do it through their phone. Definitely not an iPhone unless you're clicking hyperlinks, which I don't recommend unless you know who it's from. Or you're responding to emails and messages without confirming who it's from and looking at the email address to verify that it's from the institution. Because I'll tell you this, Coinbase, Gemini, none of your centralized places are reaching out to you of their own volition to talk to you about your account, period. They don't make money doing that. They don't waste money doing that. Unless you requested them reach out to you, they're not reaching out to you. It's not real. They are liars. Shout out to Ricky Williams. So now we've made it through all those. So now we're going to get to the nuts and bolts, the back end. Now, here we go. The Ledger. Now, I do have a referral. I am part of their affiliate program. Not as good at this as I probably should be. As we get monetized, get more people over here, because like I'm always talking to the same people, and you guys know how I feel about these things. I do have an affiliate link down in the description should you decide that you want to do your own research and collect one of these. I might actually, after we get monetized, we'll also be doing some giveaways. I'm gonna do some cool stuff for this channel specifically, because this is gonna be the first one that we launch off once we get monetized. That's what we're gonna do. And so we'll probably have like a couple of metric points that we'll want to reach, and we're gonna do some stuff. We're gonna do some things once we hit that 500. And I think we'll probably do a Ledger giveaway. That'd be a nice one. Like a nice little entry level, but they've got 3 levels. They've got the Nano S Plus, which is an entry level device. I don't have the Plus. Like, this is how long I've been in crypto. Hold on, I'll show y'all, because it ain't gonna hurt nobody. I've got so I've got 2 of these. So this is the original guy, and like we use this for some active saving positions now. And this is the version, it's older. It's the Nano S right here. It's the older version of the Nano S Plus. So like they don't make Nano S's anymore. Piece of history. So long I've been in the market. This is my first Ledger Nano. Didn't really know what I was doing and didn't use it that much. But, you know, it is what it is. So we have a position that our loan is off of the Nano S this year. So we put that in there. And then while we're stacking, we'll probably have the Ethereum that we build up continue to live in there. The next level up, which is the most popular, is what most people have, is this guy, the Nano X. And this thing's dead. Nope, there it goes. It's loading up there. Look at that Ledger Nano X. So we got one of those. Obviously, it's an older version than the one that's being shown right now, probably. But it's a Nano X. And that was my second Ledger that I got. And I got that for myself once I acquired my first Bitcoin. That does function as the vault. And then coming soon, they've got a newer version that's called the Ledger Stacks, which is like a touchscreen. It's a larger format, kind of like I'm assuming like a phone. And I might get one of those once it's released. We'll see how it works. But basically what this does is if these aren't connected to the internet, you can't do anything. So like the reason that people like these, even in the case of this is like the safest option because you can't get into it and you need the device to confirm all transactions. So even if somebody got into my computer, they couldn't push through a transaction because they don't have my ledger. They would have to have your keys. They'd have to set up their own ledger on their end. and none of that stuff is in the computer. And you need the device to complete the transaction. So like they can look all they want, but they can't finalize anything. They can't make anything happen, because that's kind of like air gapping that whole ecosystem. Like nothing gets done if I don't press the button on my ledger to approve it and review it from the device itself. So cold storage is the safest, bar none. In the space of if you're getting scammed within DeFi, a lot of what happens is people approve transactions to empty out their wallets themselves. But if your computer was to be hacked and you had your ledger hooked up to, for instance, say your MetaMask, or in this case, because the Phantom does it as well, your Phantom wallet, and they tried to push through a transaction and you've been using your ledger wallet, they wouldn't be able to finalize the transaction if they got access to the wallet. They'd be able to see what you were doing in there. But again, they couldn't go, oh yeah, we want to go ahead and send all the funds. Like you got to finalize that with the ledger itself. So that's the reason that like I'm moving more into that space now, but I keep so little in comparison to the portfolio in my hot wallets that it really hasn't gotten to a point to where I feel like I need to do everything. Now this year I did start using my Ledger Nano S for some back end activity in regards to like the Alchemix play, where I was like, oh, I'm going to have all my Ethereum that's going through the cold storage, and we'll hook it up with the MetaMask, and we'll do it the inconvenient and slow way, because that position isn't being touched outside of literally just getting in there and like closing it out. Basically, like I'll have to send money over to the ledger and then use those funds to pay back the debt that I've taken out. Because like we are going to have to at minimum move that position around. We're going to find a better home for it, and then we're going to keep it pushing. But those are the wallets. Now there are other hardware wallets. There's a Trezor. I know that one is a thing. There's a couple of new ones coming. Like I see a lot of stuff about them. I haven't had time to test them, and they're always just over the threshold of me wanting to buy and test a wallet just to buy and test a wallet, because like I know I'm not going to use it. Like I'm not going to use it. So like one of the other things that you have within Ledger is you have the option to buy crypto. I personally do not use this because this will eliminate your anonymity, because they're going to report that you purchased that, which now makes your anonymous wallet tied to a credit card that's very not anonymous anymore. So now there's an identity that's tied to the credit card. That's the reason I don't use that. One of the things that I did notice that they did with this last update is you can stake crypto within the ledger itself, which is cool. I'm excited about that because that's going to give you some ability to do some other stuff within that wallet. So I'm really super excited to see what that's all about. Obviously it has with in-wallet swapping now, which is kind of cool. I mean, that could be useful as well. And then you can you can manage your crypto. Nice. Okay, yeah. And then it's got live apps in there. Yeah, so a lot of this stuff, it's like now that we're getting the innovation here, a lot of this is becoming very, very similar as far as like the innovation is showing up on all the mediums. So at a certain point, we'll have to see what Ledger does with their ecosystem, but like the Ledger Nano X is Bluetooth capable, so you can connect it to your phone. So like you could do that if you had that with you at all times. You could approve transactions from the device itself. Do I want to do that? I don't know. It seems rather cumbersome. It seems like a really easy way to lose your ledger. Now, one of the things that you should also note is that if you lose this, no one else can use it. If they go hook it up to their computer, it's not going to pull up your stuff because they can't get into it because they don't have your keys, they don't have your password, they don't have your same Ledger Live app. They would just have a blank, they would just have the thumb drive. And you could order another one and import your keys for your old your wallet into the new one, and boom, you got access again. You can approve transactions. That's the importance of cold storage, is like this device in and of itself. Like if you just stole my ledgers, wouldn't matter. I could replace both of them and run it that way. Or I could put both, or I could put, I would just have to upgrade to a Ledger Nano S, obviously, but the device doesn't mean anything. It's my keys that I have that mean something. I can always replace the device, which is why I tell people, I'm like, the way that people historically this has gone down is if a civilization or an empire collapses or a country collapses, these people leave and they try to take all their wealth with them, and they have gold, all the gold bugs out there like, oh, you should have gold because gold you can take, it's blah, 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 blah. Well, as soon as they get to the airport, because the economy's collapsed, they get robbed at the airport. They literally take all things of value off of them, all of it, and then they let them leave. Well, with this, you could put this in the mail and ship it, and if it never shows up, as long as you have your keys, you can set this wallet up. You order you a new ledger whenever you land. I mean, honestly, they're not even going to take thumb drives from you. Like, nobody's going to take that. Like, it's not something that's like really a takeable thing. It's just not. So you're going to be seeing things now where people don't necessarily lose their wealth leaving a country that has gone into collapse, because this circumvents that. Or it's the same if you have a hot wallet. They can take your computer. Okay, your computer's worth something. Great. They'll never be able to get into it. Okay, whatever. They tear it down for parts, sell the capacitors, the diodes, whatever. Make the money that way. You get a new computer, you set up your new hot wallet, you open up your keys, poop, you're rich again. Your money's there. You're able to navigate still. It's just, this is self-custodying. This is being your own bank. This is freedom. And as we've seen with the news story that we had that was tied to this, the bank can stop you from having your money. Just something to marinate on. You're not absolved from anything, considering that the bank can still stop you from having your money. And we're going to close it out on that note. I hope you guys have had a good time. I hope you guys saw some value in this. Shout out to the Wife School podcast. I did this for you, my friend. I made sure that I told you I was going to do a wallet episode where we did the breakdown. I did the wallet episode. We did the breakdown. I'm going to update my my description for this video so that way you guys have all the wallet links in them. And yeah, we'll be tapping in next week. I hope you guys enjoy this. Shout outs to the Bag Chasers. Shout outs to the Wolf Pack. We're growing. Closer we get to 500, I got some cool stuff lined up once we get to 500. I got some ideas. I got some exciting things going on. We're gonna see what it is. Definitely make sure you like, share, and subscribe. We're not trying to get rich over here by ourselves, but you got my thoughts on all this stuff. I want to know what your thoughts are. What are you guys thinking about wallets? Are you guys still stuck on exchanges? You still doing it the easy way where you have less control? It's less yours. It's just not your stuff. Are you still just on the centralized exchanges? Is that all we're doing? Are any of you out in DeFi? Do you have your hot wallets? Do you have your cold wallet storage? Where are we at? Let me know what your thoughts are on this. What are your thoughts about the bank being able to just tell you that, oh, we think that you've done a fraudulent thing, and even though you've done all the stuff we've asked you to, we're not going to give you your $48,000. Like, let's talk about it down in the comments. It's your boy Reckless Ray Dinero, and we are out. Peace.
Cryptocurrency, currency. Cryptocurrency, currency, she love cryptocurrency. Me have a hot sexy girl. Whoa. Yeah. Me have a hot sexy girl, just a tip jar. She wanna go down and she dips her. She love dancehall and calypso. She no want the cash, she want the crypto. Me have a hot sexy girl, just a tip jar. She wanna come up and she dips her. She love dancehall and calypso. She no want the cash, she want the crypto. Decentralized like a blockchain. Anyway you see me, girl, you know it not go stop rain. Pull up in the Beamer or the Benz or the Bentley. Cryptocurrency, that's what we spending. We not in a lending. No for them a stake, yo. We not in a renting. Bad mind fussy them. Once see we ending. Smiling out with face, but call that pretending. Now left me 9 milli. Girls say we trending. Me have a hot sexy girl, just a tip jar. She wanna go down and she dips her. She love dancehall and calypso. She no want the cash, she want the crypto. Me have a hot sexy girl, just a tip jar. She wanna come up and she dips her. She love dancehall and calypso. She no want the cash, she want the crypto. She love cryptocurrency, currency, cryptocurrency, currency, cryptocurrency, currency. She love cryptocurrency. MetaMask wallet. Cryptocurrency, currency, cryptocurrency, currency, cryptocurrency, currency. Coinbase wallet. Stack it up. Me have a hot sexy girl, just a tip jar. She wanna go down and she dips her. She love dancehall and calypso. She no want the cash, she want the crypto. Me have a hot sexy girl, just a tip jar. She wanna come up and she dips her. She love dancehall and calypso. She no want the cash, she want the crypto. She love all me DeFi. And so me make she feel high. Digital currency, how what she need. Inflation make the dollar get weak.